We begin our efforts to understand from our early childhood years. And the first thing we need to understand is our neighborhood, who we are going to be friends with, the rules of the game we're playing. Losing as much as winning. We learn what cheating is for the first time during that period, and we live life afterwards according to what and how much we learned. In my opinion, one should begin by getting to know him or herself and should understand that all roads, paths, slopes, and even all shortcuts in the city one lives in is a gateway opening to him or herself. In other words, one should first get to know the city she or he lives in, even if sometimes this is an experience which is full of pain. The first thing that should be known concerning learning is that it is a difficult task. Above all, questions need to be asked. For instance, who is this Timur? Why did he come to Bolu? However, there are questions that need to be asked before Timur, because Bolu has more to it before this. History books tell us that it has a history of 2,000 years. A very long 2,000 years. However, history books tell us something else. They tell us that Bolu was founded by the Britannians. The Britannians probably did not think that everything would turn out to be as it did. Maybe they founded Bolu because they were tired of migrating. This makes what we are experiencing today to be an outcome of coincidence. This way or another, even though it has still not been made clear, in history now there is a place called Bolu, and Bolu shall be a city of the Romans, Byzantines, Seljuks, and Ottomans for 2,000 years. Bolu has other aspects. For instance, Bolu is the hometown of Akşemseddin, the mentor of Sultan Mehmet, the conqueror of an era. However, this was not taught to me by history books but my grandfather. He told me that Akşemseddin's hometown was Göynük. Yes, I learned most of what I know from my grandfather, but I also learned a lot of things from history books. For instance, I learned about Malazgirt and Dandanakan. I know about Mohawks, but if I did not live here and if I was not from Bolu, maybe I would never know about the Gülezler mansion, neither about how İsmet Pasha stayed here, nor about the significance of the mansion during the campaign years. Wars, peaces, treaties. History is a very busy time interval. Thus, no matter how impatient I become, there is a side of knowledge that is always missing, and it is these missing things that complement a person. For instance, Bolu. Yes, books know that Bolu bridges the two large metropolitan areas of Turkey and the convenience of its transportation, the maturity and fertility of its soils. Books may list how many shades of green there are here, and list many lakes located here in various sizes. And it really is like that. Bolu is green. You know those sentences that begin with it's green and blue? Well, a large portion of that sentence is for the purpose of describing Bolu. Bolu is called the land of Köroğlu. There is also mention of its touristic potential, its 4 seasons, its flavors, its chefs. Well, which book can describe how it is after the rain, the scent of thyme, the wind that is fragmented in the manes of horses and blown away? Which book can describe how Gölcük takes your breath away at a glance? Yes, Gölcük is beautiful. It is enviable. And when Bolu is mentioned of, the first thing that comes to your mind is its picture. You know it from postcards. However, if you think that Bolu consists of only that picture, I'm telling you that you are making a big mistake. Knowing Bolu means knowing that Abant blossoms each season, knowing that it trots like a mare because in the spring of Abant you miss its winter, in its winter you miss its summer. Say it is like coquettish or cheeky. It will take your breath away because every season you fall for Abant over again. Beauty, for which one grovels to. The greatest teaching of human life is hidden in beauty. Beautiful countries, beautiful tempers, beautiful utterances. However, sometimes beauty may not be something you add to yourself, but may be a feast you must attend. Beauty, for which one grovels to. The greatest teaching of human life is hidden in beauty. Beautiful countries, beautiful tempers, beautiful utterances. You spend your entire life on saving the most beautiful for yourself. However, sometimes beauty may not be something you add to yourself, but may be a feast you must attend. And when feasts are mentioned of, the topic switches to Yedi Göller, because it makes one lose its control of the sense of beauty. If the subject is passion for beauty, someone who has not seen Yedi Göller may not have much of an idea on beauty. Beauty takes various forms and accompanies humans with other appearances. Sometimes in the form of a bird chirping, sometimes a bud, sometimes an elixir, Adam's ale. In the line running from creation to mortality, in the very center of life, there was always water. Thus, humans have always cherished water. Water is health, and if your concern is seeking health, this means you are aware of Bolu Springs, thermals. While mentioning of seasons, I like spring the most. I do not have any complaints about summer, but with regards to winter, I never enjoyed being cold. Thus, I spent all my winters in which I forgot about the cold at Kartalkaya. The infinite white, infinite snow. The best forms of the seasons are those of Kartalkaya, but I liked springs the most. Because I can rest in a countryside coffee house. You drink your fresh tea not to get warm but to quench your thirst. In spring your steps are calm, carefree. You rest the sun on your back and walk on the streets enjoying yourself, and it is probable that those trees take you to Gönük or Mudurnu. Here, every corner is historic, neither the concept of the age nor a flowing scene. You leave modern life behind the threshold. Two elderly siblings, Gönük and Mudurnu. They are in a competition for as long as I can remember. There are those that do not enjoy competition. Yes, it is the right place to start asking questions. The Sebankaya homes. Nothing much remains from the daily rush. Traces of who they continue their lives with and how they continue it are relatively bleak. The thing that is definite is that they have lives that are different from ours. There is nothing much to engage your attention to. Then, who is the lucky one? Them or us, modern children of a life full of rush? As I said, this is the right place to begin asking questions. All soils smell the same in the rain, but there are other smells that remain the same. This is the smell of pines. Just like a common illusion, the young kiss the hand of their elders in Bolu, just like they are kissing their homeland, and those hands smell of pine cologne. Thus, our encounter with that scent starts from our early childhood years. You know how they say, the smell of home, that is how our homeland smells. Certainly, there are other confrontations of our early childhood years. Hazelnut sweets, Sanayi halwa, and of course, Bolu's famous chocolate. They say some tastes remain in childhood. Now, if you ask me what remains the same, my response would be, it is these for me. Maybe these tastes are my aspects that have remained a child. Maybe my childhood is hidden in these tastes. Who knows, maybe the tastes considered them to be the equivalent of our mother's hands. After all, both are associated to being a child. For us, the mothers of our childhood are the courageous knights of their kitchens. They know our favorite delights, meals, and pastry, just as they know what is best and most beautiful. However, with regards to the tastes mentioned here, we should acknowledge the skills of chefs from Bolu, because they are the only ones who can compete with our mother's food. It is unknown whether it is the result of a mentor system or natural heritage, but when there is mention of chefs, there is mention of Mengen. Bolu does not only raise chefs, certainly. Engineers, doctors, and painters are also raised because Bolu is a university city, because Bolu is the city of Father Izzet. How strange it is that as far as we know only bad things teach lessons to everyone, However, the most grand lesson is benevolence. All beauty emerges from benevolence. All of courage is benevolence itself. And the benevolence here is Father Izzet's other name. Father Izzet said that children should be educated back then, and to this end granted the city and university, and all of it. So all children, whether rich or poor, can be educated, but he entrusted this university to the government. This was not enough for him. Hospitals, schools, sports halls. Throughout his benevolence, he made health, education facilities for Bolu. In brief, he is Bolu's man of talents. However, the actual merit for Bolu is his charitable nature, whoever you ask. Whether young or old, everyone knows this here. This is a tradition here, because this is the way the people of Bolu learned from their forefathers. This how they learned from their fathers, because every child here is raised with the culture of Father Izzet. Which book can write any of these? Who can know any portion of these without experiencing them? Whereas we just live on with utmost carelessness towards the things happening around us. Isn't living life arbitrarily the same as missing out on life? Isn't living life arbitrarily the same as missing out on life? Isn't living life arbitrarily the same as missing out on life?